Okay, so welcome to another video in Satisfactory. This is actually my first gameplay video. The first one was about a particular method, how to get a sphere from a lake. Alright, so I have been working here, so when you skip the intro, you will not need to do all the hub upgrades, which if it is the very first time that you play this game, I recommend you do that. Do not skip the intro if it's your very first time. If it's not your very first time, you should skip the intro and then move up to tier 1, and I've already completed tier 1. I'm looking now at completing tier 2. So let's take a look at what I've been building and what I plan to do next. So next is to get copper shields, rotors, modular frames, smart platings, and a whole bunch of stuff, right? Okay. So the way I had planned, what is going on? Okay, I think my wireless keyboard is acting up. So the way I had planned is to have one mine per product that I want to have. So here, for example, I have till iron ore. Everything is iron ore. So it gets processed. I only select one recipe here. There we go. So I only select one, and the items go here, the ingots in this case, and then I select only one recipe from the available ones, in this case iron rods, and then the iron rods come here to this container, and I turn the iron rods into screws, and the screws go to this other container. Alright, so far so good. So what you need to consider is the fact that these miners, they produce 120 units per minute, right? These are pure veins, so they are the fastest producing ones. So in my case, if I want to maximize the capabilities of that miner, I need to hook it up with something that is going to produce or process 120 items per minute, or it's going to use 120 units of iron ore per minute. This guy right here produces 30 parts per minute, and it uses one part, so it's actually using 30 per minute, so it's only 1/4 of what it could be using. So if I wanted to maximize my use of this miner, I would need to hook it up to 4 different smelters. So what about this one? What is it doing? So this one is doing 15 parts per minute, and it uses one. Let's see, what does it use? Yeah, it uses one of these. Okay. So this is 15 parts per minute, and this is 30 parts per minute. So this one is actually double as well. So this smelter could be feeding 2 of these constructors. So just the production and the energy that this smelter produces could feed 2 of these making rods. So I think I can do that, because right now I have this one is making rods to then make screws. So what I'll have to do, I'll have to re-engineer this for the time being to do both the rods and screws. I also want rods as a final product because a lot of the upgrades require rods. Some require screws, but also rods. So here I'm doing the same process. Turning iron ore into a container, and that turns into ingots. The ingots go to the container, and that turns into plates in this case, right? I have plates, and I know I need to calculate. So plates are 20 parts per minute. So let's see, and that uses three ingots. So 3 ingots, and this one is 30 per minute. Okay, so 30 divided by 3 is 10. So how many is this producing? 20. So this one actually needs more. This one requires more than this thing can produce. This one requires 2. And so, right. Now let's take a look at how it looks when it's working. It's going to be a short, sweet video. Just taking a look at production values. So I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to put it here. Yep. I don't. Do I need to connect that one? No. Okay. I'll just put it in here. Okay. So again, the miner produces 120. The smelter only uses 30. See, this one is they're spaced out. So that means that it's not as fast as it could. This guy is using the ingots, but not as fast as it could. So let's do a little experiment. So let's shut this one off. So the ingots should be here. So they're stuck here, right? So the ones that are coming out of the smelter, these ones are also spaced out. Actually, no, I don't think that means anything because this is as fast as it can produce, so that's just the way it is. And these ones are not spaced out at all. But these ones are, but it's just as fast as it can do it. It's like 1, 2, produce it. 1, 2, 1, 2, bam, 1, 2, bam, bam, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So yeah, doing it. And these ones are going to see. We have already 29. Now I can take out these guys. I can put it in here. Okay, 97, 98, 99. Okay, right. And when we start this off, it's gonna deplete it. So if let's say we got 20 coming in this way, right? We got 20 coming in this way a minute, and we had this thing consuming 20 a minute, then the number of items, in this case ingots, in this container would always stay the same. But if this guy produces more than this guy can process, then this is gonna pile up. But what if it's the other way around? This guy produces 10, but this can take up 20. So it's actually going to use up all the ingots that we have here, right? This one's gonna use up all the ingots that we have here, and they shouldn't be backing up like that, okay? So let's take a look. We have to go here and turn it on. Bam. Okay. So this is 3. Okay, let's take a look at the number of ingots. How are they? See, they're not spaced here. No, see, they're not spaced out. That means they are coming in as fast as they can, as fast as this thing, and this constructor can process them. All right. So that is going down. Like little by little, it's going down. So we can already tell that it's going down. So I'm going to take out this 100, just for demonstration purposes. Okay, so eventually that's going to go down to 0. Nothing else is going to be there. All the ingots coming out of that way are going to be here. And we see them spaced out. See? Okay, so now they're spaced out. Because this guy was taking them in a little faster than these guys are coming in. Alright, so what happens if I saturate this inventory? Because this thing has like an inventory, right? So look, I saturate it with 100 pieces. Okay. And now it's always like 100, 197, 98, 100, and then goes back down, right? Okay. If my theory is correct, and this guy is processing faster than the smelter can produce ingots, we put in these 45, and they will go down eventually. Let's take a look. You see right now they're not spaced out anymore. They're not spaced out. They're not spaced out. Okay, so right now they're stopping because we have 45 there that are trying to come in. Like the conveyor belt can move them a little faster. Let's see. Conveyor belt moves up to 60 per minute, right? So this one doesn't really use 60. This one uses 30 per minute, right? It uses 3 ingots to create a set of iron plates. Okay, and because it uses 3 and it takes and creates 2 iron plates, so that's 60, right? 2 iron plates each time. Right, 98, 99, 100. 3 ingots make 2 plates. Yeah, and 60 is going to use 30 per minute. Okay, let's take a look here. So it is going down kind of slow. Remember, it was 45. It was 41, 40. Let's see. This was kind of backed up. Always add 100. That one's moving. Product. So it seems like it's about the same. So let's take a look. This one uses 3. Okay. Okay, so it takes 6 seconds to produce 2. In 60 seconds, which is a minute, we have 10 of these. 10 times it's going to process. And each time it processes, it creates 2. So that's how we have 20 per minute. But in creating those 20 iron plates per minute, it is using 10 times 3. So it's using 30 ingots. So this one is using 30 ingots per minute. And how much is this producing? This one is producing 30 parts per minute. Okay, so no, my calculations were not correct, actually. This guy is going to process as much as this guy is able to produce. So they are a perfect match. I shouldn't really need this. I do use them for these containers where this guy produces way more stuff than the smelter can use. So yeah, in that case, I can shut this off. And let's see. I want to see this stuff going, so it's moving. Stuff is moving. It does, this output thing does have like small inventory there. It's still using. And the conveyor belt is here. Okay, so well, that is all for now. I have built the concrete production line. I do have concrete there. Not working right now, is it? No, it's not working. It ran out of biomass. This thing also ran out of biomass. But talking about biomass, I'm going to let's see. Okay, yeah, the biomass. This is only feeding that. What happens is I split this thing to, yeah. You hold down the right click. No. Okay, so you need to wait for that not to be empty. You hold it down and split and put it in. Okay, just in time. And this one, I'll put it in. So we can have, this one is feeding right now my concrete factory. My concrete factory. And this one's not full yet. This one's about to get full. Can put that in there. And this one stopped. Okay, yeah, now it's working as well. This one feeds it. So I took like 30 minutes picking up a lot of leaves and some wood, and it's processing the wood. This one's using 60 parts per minute. So that's as much as the conveyor belt can generate, move, right? So that's 60 resources per minute. This one processes 60 per minute. So they are a great match. All right. 60, 60. That. Okay, I wanted to show you the concrete. Very slow. The concrete is very slow. I don't know if it's because it's heavy, but the concrete is very slow, very slow, very slow. So we got pure limestone. So very similar to our issue or problem situation with the iron. So look, This one can produce 120 per minute. I'm sorry, 120 per minute here, limestone. But this thing, this constructor, can only process 45 per minute. Oh, this one is 45 per minute. This one is 120 per minute. So this one's actually wasting a lot of energy. You can put it on standby. This one's still gonna take in all the stuff that this one has in its reservoir and not use as much energy. Sounds very similar with our miner. So remember, I put all the stuff, I stopped the production of the miner so we can process all this stuff, right? Alright, so my plan is to make all this more efficient, more efficient. I'm producing rods here, plates there. All of that is for plates. That's a long thing just for plates. It is also long, not as long, but that's for rods. We also have screws here, right? Miner, smelter, constructor, constructor. And we get screws at the end. And we also built, so you might have seen it, but I'm just showing you for the first time. This is our copper facilities. Right now, they need biomass, they need fuel. Copper. Okay. And this produces, guess what? Yes, it produces that. It produces wire, cable, yeah, cable. DNS cable. This is, what you call it? Wire, copper wire, yeah. That one's to produce, that one is to produce cable at the end. I do have another one up here, which I only have running for wire. This one is only wire. So I also need to make this more optimal, right? So whenever I put biomass here, I'm actually using all the power that or all the capability of the miner. The same for my smelters, right? Because when I put in biofuel here, I don't have any right now. I could put 12 leaves around, and I probably will. But I'll show you that when you have three machines, 1, 2, 3, connect to the same power line, and one of them is if one of them is not being used, if it's backed up like this, well, it's waiting for the next unit to process. It's still going to use the same amount of energy. Alright, look. That one goes really fast. So look, that's backed up. This one processes something and it's going to move up, right? Like that. But look, our consumption is take a look at the consumption by this bar that goes down fast and fast, and then See? So that's a problem. So whatever fuel we put in there is going to be consumed either way, basically. Whether you are processing the 120 minerals that it's producing or not. My smelter is only using 30 per minute, but this one's producing 40. So even though I have the capability of producing 120 minerals, this one's using only 30. But my energy consumption is still for those 120 pieces. So that's our plan. And well, I'll show you later how it goes in a different video. Bye bye. Ciao ciao.